She can't explain it, but her body hears it before her mind. You've seen this happen. You walk into a room, say nothing, and somehow she tracks you with her eyes. Most men try to compensate with louder jokes, faster stories, and constant talking. That kills the mystery. What she really reacts to are tiny signals. You don't even notice: the slow head tilt, the calm lean, the half smile that says you are present and unhurried. These aren't party tricks. They're quiet habits that speak to her nervous system and tell it safe, strong, awake. Here's the problem. Nobody taught you the language. You were told to be confident, but not how to broadcast it without words. So you over-explain, overreach, and overstay. Meanwhile, the men who master stillness let silence do the heavy lifting, and women feel it like gravity. Tonight we fix that. This video breaks down 10 simple, subtle moves that pull her in without chasing her down. You'll learn the timing, the rhythm, and the boundaries that keep everything masculine, respectful, and magnetic. We'll use Stoicism as your backbone: slow breath, steady gaze, deliberate pauses, so desire builds naturally instead of forcing outcomes. If you're tired of trying harder and getting less, stay with me. By the end, you'll know how to make presence do the talking while your words stay few and sharp. Let's get into it. Number 1. The slow head tilt that pulls her in. You might not realize it, but one of the simplest, most magnetic moves you can make doesn't come from your mouth, it comes from your neck. The slow head tilt. It's quiet, effortless, and powerful. It tells her something her brain can't translate, but her body feels immediately. You're safe, you're in control, and you're paying attention. When a woman feels seen, not stared at, not scanned, but seen, her guard lowers. The head tilt is what signals that kind of focus. You're not towering over her or trying to dominate the space. You're relaxing into it. The tilt says, I'm here, I'm listening, but it also says, I'm confident enough to slow down. Let's make it real. David, 54, divorced 2 years ago, was out at a wine bar with friends. He met Lisa, 51, confident, elegant, and used to men trying too hard. He didn't jump into conversation. He just looked at her, paused, and tilted his head slightly as she spoke. That one subtle shift made her lean closer. It wasn't flirtation, it was focus. Later, she admitted, "You look at people like you, actually hear them." What she didn't realize was that his calm attention made her body feel safe, and safety is the first step to attraction. From a psychological perspective, this works because it activates the mirror neurons in her brain. When you tilt your head slowly, you're signaling openness and curiosity, two traits women instinctively associate with emotional intelligence and trustworthiness. It's the opposite of threat. It's invitation. That's why animals tilt their heads when curious. It's nature's way of saying, I'm present, not aggressive. The Stoics understood this kind of control centuries before psychology had a name for it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." The head tilt is your version of that stillness. It's not submissive, it's composed. You're not chasing attention, you're grounded enough to let it come to you. Men who rush their gestures project nervous energy. They move fast, nod often, overreact. That kind of motion tells her you're seeking approval. The slow head tilt, on the other hand, shows you're choosing to engage. You're not trying to earn her attention, you're giving her yours. And that distinction changes everything. Try this next time you're in a conversation. Don't move first. Listen. When she speaks, hold her gaze, breathe slowly, and tilt your head just a few degrees, no more. Keep your eyes soft, your jaw relaxed, your body still. The space between her words will start to stretch. You'll feel tension, not sexual yet, but emotional. That's the beginning of magnetism. The beauty of this move is that it doesn't belong to the young, the rich, or the loud. It belongs to the man who knows himself. Women can't explain why they lean in when you do it, but they do. Because it whispers something primal. Calm is confidence. So if you've ever felt invisible when you walk into a room, start here. Not with words, not with charm, just presence. Tilt, breathe, and stay still. She'll feel it long before she understands it. If you've noticed how calm presence changes everything, drop a comment and write, "I hold attention." Stick with me, because next we'll talk about the move that takes that tension and turns it into something electric, the one brow lift she can't resist. Number 2, the one brow lift she can't resist. Confidence doesn't always need words. Sometimes it lives in the smallest expression, a quiet, effortless signal that says, "I see you, and I'm not afraid of what I see." That's what the one brow lift does. It's subtle, fast, and primal. When done right, it's not arrogance, it's awareness. It's a flash of challenge, a microsecond of playfulness that stirs something ancient inside her. Here's what most men don't realize. Attraction is not built through effort. It's built through presence. And presence doesn't chase, it invites. The single eyebrow raise is that invitation. It communicates a mix of curiosity and confidence without saying a single word. You're not demanding attention. You're giving her a reason to give it freely. Biologically, this gesture triggers what psychologists call a dopamine spike of novelty. It catches her brain off guard for just a moment, long enough for her to feel something before she can think about it. The raised brow says, "I noticed you," but it also adds, "I'm not impressed by much, but you got my attention." That balance between acknowledgement and indifference is magnetic. The key, though, is restraint. If you try to force it, it turns into a smirk. If you do it too often, it becomes performative. The true power of this gesture lies in control. You're revealing your awareness, but keeping your emotion contained. That's why it works. It mirrors the Stoic idea of measured expression. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." The same goes for your face. When your mind is calm, your expressions follow. The eyebrow lift isn't about acting cool, it's about being composed enough for your body to express it naturally. The Stoic man doesn't need to prove his confidence. His micro-expressions reveal it for him. In conversation, this moment usually happens when she says something teasing, bold, or unexpected. Instead of reacting verbally, pause for half a beat. Let silence do its work. Then, with the smallest lift of your brow, meet her gaze. Hold it just long enough for her to feel the weight of that unspoken connection. She'll feel her heart rate rise. Her smile will flicker. That's her body processing tension, sexual but also psychological. It's the thrill of being seen and challenged. This gesture also communicates boundaries. It's not submissive, not overly friendly. It's neutral power. You're saying, "I see what you did there, and I'm not playing by your script." It breaks the rhythm of her expectations, forcing her to recalibrate. Most men respond to feminine energy by overcompensating, laughing too hard, talking too much, leaning in too soon. You, on the other hand, do less. You stay still. You let the moment breathe. That silence paired with that subtle expression creates what psychologists call sexual polarity. It's not about dominance, it's about balance. You stay centered while she feels pulled off center. That's the foundation of attraction, stillness versus movement, control versus curiosity. When you practice this, remember, your face should mirror your mind. Calm, focused, slightly amused. Not effort, but ease. She won't know why her pulse jumps, but she'll remember the feeling. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." In that instant of unshaken composure, you free yourself from needing her reaction, and that's exactly why she gives it. If you've ever noticed that quiet confidence speaks louder than words, drop a comment and write, "I move with calm." Stay with me, because next we'll go from expression to presence, how a single lean can turn conversation into connection. Number 3. The lean that makes it feel private. There's a reason why some conversations feel electric while others fade into small talk. It's not the words, it's the distance. The way you close the space between you and her determines whether she feels tension or comfort, curiosity or caution. The lean is where that balance lives. Done right, it creates a private world inside a public one. Done wrong, it kills the spark before it starts. Let's make this real. Greg, 58, a calm, collected man who'd been single for 5 years, met Michelle, 55, at a friend's backyard dinner. They hit it off immediately, laughing, teasing, connecting easily. But what changed the tone of the night wasn't a line he said it was, when he leaned in halfway through the conversation. Not aggressively, not fast. Just slowly, naturally as she spoke. His body said, "I'm listening to you and no one else here matters right now." That shift created something intimate in a room full of people. Michelle later told him, "It felt like the noise disappeared." That's what the right lean does, it narrows her focus to you. Psychologically, this gesture activates her sense of shared space. It signals trust and intent without threat. Human beings have a subconscious proxemic boundary, the invisible circle around their body that defines what feels safe. When you move into that space with calm energy, you bypass logic and speak directly to her instinct. Her brain reads it as familiarity, but here's the secret. The timing matters more than the movement. Most men lean in too early, too much, or for too long. That's when it feels intrusive. The Stoic man, on the other hand, leans in only when invited by her energy. Maybe she drops her tone lower, maybe she mirrors your body language, or maybe her eyes linger a second longer. That's your green light. You lean in slightly, no more than a few inches, and hold the space. Then you lean back again calmly, like it was never about taking something, but about sharing something for a moment. That rhythm approach, pause, retreat, is what creates tension. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The nearer a man comes to calmness, the closer he is to strength." The lean is physical calmness in motion. You're showing her that you can approach without losing control, that you can step closer without needing to possess. And that subtle contrast, your nearness and your restraint, is what makes the gesture so magnetic. In Greg's case, when he leaned in, he didn't rush to fill the silence. He stayed still. His breathing stayed slow. That stillness told Michelle more than any sentence could. He was grounded. Women pick up on that instantly. They may not articulate it, but they feel it, the difference between a man who leans in with need and one who leans in with choice. That's what turns ordinary conversation into chemistry. You're not chasing her, you're allowing her to come closer. The lean isn't about invading, it's about inviting. It tells her she's seen but not possessed. So next time you're with her at dinner, at a bar, or even on a quiet walk, notice your rhythm. When you feel the moment pull you in, pause. Don't move immediately. Let your eyes do the leaning first. Then follow with your body, slow, intentional, controlled. She'll feel that pull deep in her nervous system. It's not showy, it's primal. If you've ever noticed how the smallest shift in body language can change everything, drop a comment and write, "I move with intent." Let's keep going, because next we'll talk about the gesture that doesn't need movement at all. The silent touch that says everything. Number 4. The silent touch that says everything. You've probably heard the phrase, "It's not what you say, it's how you say it." But in attraction, it's even simpler. It's what you don't say that she feels the most. The silent touch is proof of that. It's not sexual. It's not random. It's awareness expressed through contact. When done with intention, it speaks louder than any flirtation ever could. The silent touch works because it communicates calm confidence. It's the difference between a man who acts from impulse and one who acts from presence. A fleeting touch on her hand, when you pass something to her, the light brush of your shoulder, when you walk side by side, or the steady pressure of your palm on her back as you guide her through a door. Each of these gestures carries a message. Not "I want you," but "I'm here, I'm steady. You can relax, Science backs this up. A touch lasting less than 2 seconds can trigger oxytocin, the bonding hormone in both people. But here's the catch. If that touch feels needy, forced, or rushed, it has the opposite effect. Instead of safety, it signals anxiety. That's why stillness and composure are everything. The Stoic approach isn't to suppress emotion, it's to direct it. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When your hand moves, it should be guided by that mastery. You don't touch to take, you touch to connect. The difference may sound subtle, but she feels it immediately. One makes her defensive, the other makes her curious. This is where most men fail. They see touch as escalation, not communication. They rush it, overuse it, or make it obvious. But the silent touch isn't a move, it's a reflection of how grounded you are. When your body is relaxed, your breathing steady, your energy balanced, your touch mirrors that stillness. She doesn't pull away because she feels you're calm through it. Imagine this moment: you're sitting beside her, laughter fades into quiet and the world seems to slow down for a second. Instead of talking, you just rest your hand lightly on her wrist, not to hold her, just to anchor her. That pause, that gentle awareness, makes her nervous system shift. She won't be able to explain it, but she'll feel a warmth that sits between safety and excitement. That's not lust, that's polarity. The Stoic man understands that control doesn't mean distance, it means discipline. You use touch not to express hunger, but to reveal composure. She should feel that you could take things further, but you choose not to. That restraint is what ignites her imagination. And here's what's most fascinating: she'll remember that touch long after the moment's gone, because it wasn't about stimulation, it was about presence. It wasn't about claiming, it was about connection. Remember, in a world full of noise and chaos, the man who can speak through stillness stands apart. You don't have to dominate the moment, you have to own your energy within it. Before we move on, if you've been learning from this and want to go deeper into the psychology behind attraction, the Stoic principles that make you unshakable, unreadable, and magnetic, consider joining our membership community. Inside, we dive deeper into body language, masculine energy, and how to maintain control even in chaos. You'll get exclusive videos, live Q&As, and tools that sharpen your calm confidence. If you're ready to elevate how you show up as a man, join now. Now stay tuned, because next we'll break down the moment where words disappear completely, the pause that turns tension into desire. Number 5. The pause that turns tension into desire. There's one thing that separates men who constantly chase women from men who effortlessly attract them, and it's not looks, money, or smooth lines. It's the pause, that quiet space between words, the stillness between actions. It's where tension builds, where energy shifts from conversation to connection. Most men fear that silence, but the man who learns to master it owns every room he walks into. Let's make this real. Tom, 56. A calm, successful man went on a coffee date with Claire, 53. She was bright, talkative, and used to men filling every gap in conversation just to keep her attention. But Tom didn't rush. When she joked or teased, he smiled and waited. When she asked a question, he answered briefly, then let the silence breathe. No nervous laughter, no filler words, just space. After a few minutes, something shifted. Claire leaned forward, filling the silence herself, her voice softer now. The pause made her feel his composure. That's the power of controlled stillness. Women read energy faster than words. When you pause, you show her that you're not chasing approval, you're filtering hers. You're communicating emotional discipline, the kind Stoics called inner control. Seneca once said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." The same is true for desire. The pause is not hesitation, it's control. You're not avoiding emotion, you're mastering it. And that mastery is magnetic because it gives her something rare: uncertainty mixed with safety. From a psychological standpoint, the pause taps into something primal in her nervous system. Her brain expects a pattern, question, answer, movement, reaction. When you break that pattern by staying calm, her focus sharpens. She becomes hyper-aware of you, your tone, your breathing, your eyes. In that space, the attraction grows because she's now invested in figuring you out. Here's where most men go wrong. They talk through every moment, trying to impress, to fill the air. But every extra word drains mystery. The pause gives her imagination room to play, and that's where desire lives. You're giving her space to wonder, to interpret, to project. And when she starts doing that, you've already shifted the power dynamic. In Tom's case, after that moment of quiet, Claire smiled and said, "You're hard to read. That's exactly what you want. Not confusion, but curiosity." The pause doesn't make you distant, it makes you unpredictable. And unpredictability fuels emotional engagement. Think about it, every great movie song or performance uses rhythm moments of sound and silence. Without contrast, nothing stands out. In conversation, your silence is the baseline that gives depth to your words. When you pause, she feels the weight of what's unsaid, and that's far more powerful than what's spoken. Here's how to practice it. The next time you're talking to a woman, when you feel that impulse to fill the silence, don't. Take a slow breath. Hold eye contact. Let the air stretch just 1 second longer than feels comfortable. That moment will feel like forever, but that's the exact second she starts to lean in. Desire doesn't live in noise. It lives in contrast between calm and chaos, sound and stillness. You don't need to perform. You just need to let her feel the pause. If you've ever seen how silence changes the whole energy of a moment, drop a comment and write, "I control the pause." Stick with me, because next we'll go deeper into how to project that calm energy fully through the kind of power move she feels instantly. Number 6. The calm power move she feels instantly. Real power doesn't shout, it doesn't flex, it doesn't chase, it waits. And that quiet confidence, when you know who you are and don't need to prove it, is the power move every woman feels instantly. It's not about dominance. It's about centeredness. The kind that radiates from a man who could react but chooses not to. When a man enters a room and doesn't seek validation, everything changes. His stillness commands more attention than another man's noise. He doesn't fidget, doesn't over-explain, doesn't rush to fill the space. His body language says what words never can. "I'm not performing here. I belong here." That's what women feel when they talk about presence. It's not mystery, it's mastery. The calm power move starts before you speak. It begins with posture, shoulders relaxed, chest open, eyes steady. Your breathing stays slow, your movements intentional. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're simply existing with control. That steadiness triggers a primal response in her. She senses safety, authority, and focus all in seconds. From a psychological perspective, this presence activates what scientists call parasocial mirroring. Her body unconsciously syncs with your energy level. When you're grounded, her nervous system starts to relax. That's why calm men are magnetic. They regulate the emotional tone of the space around them. The Stoics knew this truth centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's the entire philosophy behind the calm power move. It's not about controlling her, it's about mastering yourself so deeply that control happens naturally. Your restraint, your tone, your stillness, they all communicate authority without aggression. Think about how most men behave when they feel attraction. They lean in too fast, their voice rises, their jokes multiply. They try to create connection instead of allowing it. The calm man does the opposite. He slows the moment down. He lets her speak, lets the tension breathe. Every pause, every measured movement tells her subconscious, "This man doesn't need anything from me. He's already complete." And here's the paradox: when you stop needing, she starts giving. Women are drawn to emotional stability because it feels rare. In a world full of overstimulation and insecurity, calmness feels like gravity. It pulls her in without her realizing why. That's why Stoic energy is so attractive. It's not reactive, it's responsive. The calm power move also applies when she tries to test you, when she teases, disagrees, or even challenges you emotionally. The untrained man defends himself. The Stoic man observes, smiles slightly, and answers with patience. That's where real power lives, in the gap between impulse and action. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you stay calm under emotional fire, you prove that mastery not to her but to yourself. And that, ironically, is when she starts to see you differently. Not as someone trying to win her approval, but as a man who already owns his space. Practice this everywhere: in line, at the store, in traffic, in conversation. Breathe slower, move less, speak softer. Let your presence fill the silence. She'll feel it before she understands it. If you've ever noticed how calmness shifts an entire room, drop a comment and write, "I hold the frame." Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about the smallest, most unexpected move, the one that seems accidental but drives her absolutely wild. Number 7. The shrug that drives her crazy. There's something strangely magnetic about a man who doesn't overreact, especially when most men would. The shrug isn't about arrogance or apathy. It's about showing that you're unbothered, grounded, and quietly confident. It's a physical way of saying, "Whatever happens, I'm fine." And that energy drives women wild because it communicates something they can feel but can't fully explain: emotional freedom. Let's make this real. Robert, 57, had been divorced for a year when he met Sandra, 52, through mutual friends. On their second date, she told a playful story about an ex texting her just to say hi. She watched him carefully, waiting for that flash of insecurity most men can't hide. Instead, Robert just gave a soft shrug, smiled, and said, "That's life." Then he took a sip of his drink, calm as ever. The shift was immediate. Sandra leaned in closer. The energy between them changed. His indifference wasn't cold, it was controlled. And that kind of restraint made her feel something rare: curiosity mixed with attraction. The truth is, women don't want men who are emotionally numb. They want men who are emotionally disciplined. A shrug done right isn't dismissive, it's stoic. It says, "I can feel, but my feelings don't control me." It's that balance, feeling without chaos, that separates grounded men from reactive ones. Psychologically, this reaction creates what's called emotional polarity. When she expects tension and gets calm instead, her brain rewires the situation as intrigue. The unpredictability of your restraint makes her pay attention. Suddenly, you're not like everyone else trying to prove worth or control outcomes. You're the opposite, you're self-contained, and that's intoxicating. It also sends a subconscious message: you're not afraid to lose her. That doesn't make you careless, it makes you powerful. Because power isn't control over her, it's control over yourself. Here's what Stoicism teaches about that. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The shrug is that, quote, "in motion." You're not running from emotion, you're filtering it through reason. It's not that you don't care about her, it's that you care more about your peace than her drama. And that mindset makes you irresistible, because calm energy is the rarest kind of confidence. You see, women constantly test energy, not because they're manipulative, but because they're wired to seek security. When you respond to pressure with calm detachment, you signal that you won't collapse under emotion. The shrug becomes your quiet armor. It tells her, "You can throw storms at me, but I'll still stand still." Think of Robert again. When Sandra mentioned her ex, he didn't ignore it or make it awkward. He acknowledged it with presence, but refused to give it power. That's the key: acknowledgement without attachment. She expected jealousy. She got peace. That's what flipped the dynamic. So next time she tries to test your emotional balance, maybe through teasing, maybe through subtle games, remember the power of the shrug. Breathe. Relax your shoulders, smile slightly. Don't rush to defend or react. Just let your stillness speak for you. She'll feel it instantly. That calm, collected indifference doesn't repel her, it pulls her in. Because it reminds her of something every woman craves deep down, a man who doesn't lose himself trying to keep her. If you've ever noticed that staying calm changes how women treat you, drop a comment and write, "I don't chase calm, I am calm." Stick with me, because next we're moving into something even deeper, the look that feels like a secret, the one that says everything without a word. Number 8. The look that feels like a secret. There's a kind of look that doesn't just meet her eyes, it holds them. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it. It's not a stare, it's a quiet exchange that makes her heart rate shift without her understanding why. That's the look that feels like a secret. And when you master it, you'll never need clever words or flashy moves again, because your presence alone will do the talking. This look isn't about intensity, it's about control. The man who can look at a woman with calm awareness instead of hunger radiates something rare composure. It's not sexual aggression, it's grounded magnetism. She feels it immediately, not in her mind, but in her body. Because the way you look at her tells her how safe she can feel with you and how curious she should be. Here's the key. The Stoics understood that mastery begins within. Seneca wrote, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." Your gaze reflects whether you've conquered yourself or not. When your thoughts are scattered, your eyes give you away. When you're grounded, when you're not chasing, not proving, not performing, your eyes show it. They become steady, warm, and patient. That steadiness is what pulls her in. Most men break eye contact too soon because they're uncomfortable with silence. Others hold it too long, turning tension into awkwardness. The secret lies in rhythm. Look at her not like you're trying to read her, but like you're listening without words. Let your gaze soften, not harden. Breathe slowly. Let the silence stretch for just one heartbeat, longer than feels safe. That extra second is where chemistry starts. Why does this work? Because it breaks the ordinary flow of interaction. You're not rushing to respond or to impress. You're inviting her into stillness, and stillness is unfamiliar in modern connection. Most conversations are fast, distracted, and shallow. When a man pauses, looks, and says nothing, it unsettles in the best way. Her mind starts asking questions her body already answered. What is he thinking? Why does this feel different? That curiosity is the root of attraction. From a psychological standpoint, that kind of gaze creates what's called a limbic resonance. It's when two people's nervous systems sync through non-verbal cues. Your steady energy regulates hers. She feels calmer, more present, and yet more alert all at once. You've entered her emotional space without a word. And here's the beauty of it. You don't have to do anything with that energy. The power is in restraint. You can feel the charge between you, but you don't rush to break it. That's what drives her crazy. It's not the look itself, but what you don't do after. You let it linger and then shift your focus as if nothing happened. That contrast, connection followed by composure, is what makes you unforgettable. The Stoics believed in balance, neither avoiding emotion nor being ruled by it. Your gaze should reflect that balance. Calm, curious, but self-contained. When she feels that, she senses your depth, and depth is what separates men from boys. So the next time your eyes meet hers, don't flinch, don't force. Just see her. Let that silence breathe between you like an unspoken truth. It's not about revealing your thoughts, it's about showing that you have them. If you've ever felt the weight of a shared silence, drop a comment and write, "I speak without words." Stay tuned, because next we'll go deeper into the art of stillness itself, the kind that doesn't just attract her, it makes her chase you. Number 9. The stillness that makes her chase you. Stillness is misunderstood. Most men think it's passivity, but in truth it's power. The kind of power that pulls her in without effort, that makes her want to close the gap between you just to feel what's behind your calm. Stillness is not silence, it's control. It's knowing that energy speaks louder than motion. Let's make it real. Michael, 59, a widower who recently started dating again, met Julia, 55, at a friend's art gallery event. Julia was warm, lively, and used to being the center of attention. But when she met Michael, something shifted. He wasn't loud. He wasn't trying to impress. He just was. His body language stayed calm, his breathing slow, his posture strong but relaxed. When she talked, he listened, really listened, and didn't rush to fill the pauses. After a few minutes, Julia caught herself doing something she hadn't done in years, leaning closer, asking him questions, trying to keep the conversation going. That's what stillness does. It flips the chase. It draws people toward you by making them feel your grounded energy. The less you move, the more she wants to know what moves you. Here's why it works psychologically. We mirror the energy of the people around us. When you're calm, others subconsciously adjust to match your pace. Your composure slows her down, pulls her out of her head, and brings her into the present moment with you. That's why women feel attraction to a man who carries stillness. It feels like an anchor in a chaotic world. But here's where most men go wrong. They confuse stillness with stiffness. True stillness isn't frozen, it's alive. You're not shutting down emotion, you're containing it. Your presence should feel like a quiet fire, not a cold wall. You can smile, you can respond, but never rush. Every movement, every breath, should look intentional. When she feels that control, she interprets it as confidence. The Stoics lived by this discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." That's the essence of stillness in attraction. The waves can be her emotions, her teasing, her tests, her curiosity. You don't resist them, you simply remain the rock. She will test to see if your calm is real. If you stay centered, she'll respect it. If you waver, she'll lose interest. In Michael's case, the more Julia spoke, the quieter he became, not because he had nothing to say, but because he was letting her feel the gravity of his attention. That stillness made her more animated, more invested. By the end of the night, she was the one initiating plans. Women chase what they can't completely figure out, and stillness is the biggest mystery of all. It makes her wonder, why doesn't he need to prove himself? Why does he make me feel calm and excited at the same time? So next time you're with her, slow down, speak less, move less. Let your silence create gravity. You're not withdrawing, you're drawing her in. If you've ever seen a woman get closer just to feel your calm, drop a comment and write, "I lead with stillness." Stick around, because next we'll uncover the final move, the one that makes her remember you long after you're gone. Number 10. The energy she can't explain but feels everywhere. What truly draws a woman in isn't your looks, your words, or even your actions. It's your energy. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself when no one's watching. This energy can't be faked because it comes from within. It's the quiet confidence of a man who's at peace with himself, who doesn't need to prove or chase. It's what she feels before she even realizes she's looking at you. Energy speaks before you do. A woman can sense the difference between a man who's grounded and one who's restless. The grounded man walks into a room and instantly changes the tone. People lower their voices, the pace slows, the space feels calmer. That's masculine energy at work, not because it demands attention, but because it anchors attention. Here's the truth: your energy tells her how you see yourself. If it's frantic, uncertain, or seeking validation, she'll sense it and pull back. But if it's calm, present, and directed inward, she'll lean in. Women are emotional barometers. They pick up on what you project, not what you pretend. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology did. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Your thoughts shape your presence. If your mind is full of chaos, regret, resentment, or need, your energy leaks it. But when you cultivate inner peace, it radiates outward in every movement, every glance, every pause. You stop trying to create attraction and start embodying it. What makes this so powerful is that it's beyond logic. She might not know why she's drawn to you. Maybe it's your stillness. Maybe it's the way you listen without reacting. Maybe it's how you take your time when you speak, or the small details, your steady breathing, your posture, your tone. Whatever it is, she feels it. It's unspoken, primal, and irresistible. The best part, you don't need to perform, you only need to be. The work is internal. It's about learning to regulate your emotions, to stay composed when life tests you, and to carry yourself with quiet certainty. The more comfortable you are with silence, solitude, and patience, the more magnetic you become. Because peace is power, and women feel it before they even think it. Think of this as a frequency. When your frequency is calm, grounded, and self-assured, it resonates with her on a subconscious level. She starts to crave being near you, not because of what you say or do, but because of how she feels around you, safe, seen, and slightly off balance in the best way. That's not manipulation, that's alignment. You can't fake this energy, and you can't force it. You cultivate it through practice by slowing down, breathing deeper, choosing patience over pressure. Every time you stay calm, when others lose control, your energy sharpens. Every time you choose composure over chaos, you become harder to forget. Because here's the truth, she may forget your words, your jokes, even your face, but she'll never forget how your energy made her feel. That's the mark of a man who doesn't chase validation, he creates gravity. And that gravity is what she can't explain, but feels everywhere. That's the truth about attraction. It's not in the words, the chase, or the effort. It's in the calm, the silence, and the control you bring into every moment. What she feels but can't explain is simply the reflection of your inner balance, your stoic energy in motion. If you've made it this far, you already understand that being magnetic isn't about learning tricks. It's about mastering yourself. Every gesture, every pause, every look comes from within. When you carry peace, confidence, and purpose, she feels it, and that's what makes you unforgettable. If you want to go deeper into these lessons, join our membership community. Inside, you'll get exclusive videos, advanced psychology breakdowns, and private Q&A sessions that show you exactly how to master Stoicism in modern relationships. It's where men evolve from reaction to power. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.